March 26th, 2022, and I'd be lying if I didn't say I was tired. I'm very tired. There's a lot of reasons for that. This job isn't really that taxing, but it's kind of boring. You got to stick to it. So my workstation still set up here. You can see the little pallets. Where point here? There we go. The pallets there. I only did 20 yesterday. Hope to do maybe more than that today. That's 20 a day. That's 10 days, which is not really unreasonable. And then a couple more days of trimming and packaging, etc. Cold north wind today. Holy smokes, I think it's minus 16 right now. I just checked the bee barn. A lot of bee drop. A lot of bee drop in the last 2-3 weeks. I'm not encouraged by what I saw in there. But they can't come out. They can't come out yet. So it's just it's just that time. You just got to sit tight. I hate it, but every fall wintering indoors seems like such a good idea. Every spring it seems like such a bad idea. And what I mean by that is if they're outdoors, I could at least have a look under the cover, perhaps, on a warm day. Add some feed. Can't do much else, but at least they'd get those flights on occasion. I don't know. The wintering statistics aren't remarkably different. They're pretty well the same in Manitoba. So I'll stop rambling and I gotta get to work. Oh, I've used up my first gallon of Type Bond 3. So I've got it down to there because I've filled my container. And at $75 a gallon, I should be maybe a little more sparing with it. But I want to make sure the customer's product is tip-top shape. Per pallet, it doesn't come out to that much. Even $75. If you use that whole thing on 200 pallets, if you got 75 pallets, that's easy math. You get $1 a piece, but it's not nearly that. So anyway, hope you have a good day. Hope I have a good day. and I got to get to work. So Monday, March 28th, 2022. I didn't do an update yesterday, Sunday the 27th, and that's because I took a Sunday. I relaxed and spent time with my wife, and we just took it easy and stayed in the house because it was super cold outside. And so that was my Sunday. And I want to say, there wasn't anything going on worth reporting, but that's worth reporting because it's important to take a day now and again. I should be taking every Sunday and not working. I came out to the shop and thought I'm going to do some work, and then actually a neighbor came over to pick some things up, and so we loaded his car, and then I just said, screw it, I'm not doing any work. I'll go back in the house. Boy, is it ever cold. The wind has shifted to the south, but it's still really cold. It's minus 14, and that wind is cold. So forecast says that this is kind of the end of that really cold stuff, and then we get into kind of cold stuff. So tomorrow is my trip to the city. I'll be loading up the honey you can hardly see it, but that's my cabinet there with the 600 pounds of honey in it. And I'm loading up some boxes here with honey for the stores. I'm going to visit some stores, so hopefully I can leave some of that behind. And so that's all good. That's exciting. Got some orders, got some deliveries to the city. So should be a good day. I'll take you guys along and kind of fill you in on what's going on, maybe, and we'll see. We'll see what happens and see if there's anything interesting. So I better get this loaded and get the door closed. It's getting cold in here. It's Tuesday, March 29th, 2022. I've been kind of slipping on my daily updates. So I was talking yesterday about I forget doing some stuff, and then I didn't just mention, and I'm making covers. So I did. I made covers, and I've got 69 covers complete. Well, assembled. Still need some trimming done, of course. And I just counted out 20. Set up on here. So that's kind of my benchmark. I seem to be able to do 20. However, I was going to go to the city today, and some logistical things happened last minute, and so that trip got called off, and I'll go tomorrow. So I won't get any covers done tomorrow. That city trip uses most of the day, and by the time I'm back, I'm exhausted. I actually have some stuff away from home to do today, so I don't know that I'll get this 20 done, but I'm ahead of the curve here by 9. So, you know, if I do what 11, then I'll still be on kind of on par. So that's pretty much it. That's what's going on today. Just covers. And well, yeah, I have to do a couple errands, so I'll fill you in when all that's happening. As it turns out, I'm not very good at this vlogging thing. I keep forgetting to tell you what's going on. So I've been in town for a while, and just doing a bunch of little stuff. Went to the hardware store, went to the bank, did a couple sales calls actually. So I won't know the results of those because the decision maker wasn't there. Left samples and information, etc. What else? Went and printed some stuff at Staples. That was my paraphernalia for making my sales calls. And what else? Saw the man about getting some farm fuel. So that process is underway. It's not complete, but hopefully I get that soon. What else? I just had lunch. That's one of my favorite parts of the whole day, is having lunch, especially when lunch is at A&W. Oh, I love A&W, especially when lunch is at A&W and they have $3.99 teen burgers. Delicious burger, delicious price. I have something to go pick up, and then I'll beetle on home. So you can hear that barn fan going like crazy there. I think it's about 3C out here, so it's keeping busy, keeping the barn cool. So you can see what's happening out here, right? It's I don't know, 29th of March. So this was one of the things that I did today. Fridge. My fridge in the wood shop broke down, so I just found one on the used list and picked it up today during my errands. So I need to get it out of here. All my boxes are kind of getting wet. This is not dry snow, this is very wet. So I need to get the tractor, and I'm gonna scoot everything out on a skid and get it indoors. Well, I managed to get everything back in, not by much, but there's the fridge. I put my honey boxes up on there to dry out. And so it's a pretty good sized fridge. And it's like 28 inches wide, and I don't know what, it's 60 inches high or something. It's so this is the current fridge. It's kind of a big bar fridge. It's got a 2-door separate freezer, and so it's coming out, and I don't know, the new fridge would fit here, between here and here. It would fit in that space. It completely block that window, and it would stick out an inch or two beyond this plywood in the stairwell. There'd still be room, but you know, that's not a great idea. So what I'm thinking of is I might be able to modify these stairs a little and get that little deep freeze right over in here. And then the fridge can sit there where the deep freeze is. Okay. The only problem with that idea, then my fan control is going to be behind the fridge, but you know, I don't mess with that very often. Anyway, that's today's fun and games. I had to wait until it was terrible weather and terrible driving conditions to get home, but made it home okay. So I think there's 77 covers here. So, you know, that's okay. I need to get on that tomorrow. Tomorrow, Thursday, I think I'm home. I should be able to pound out 20 covers. Of course, this thing's going to distract me too. It can't sit there. It's really in the way. So I have to do something with that. Who knows what's going to happen there. So anyway, boy, you know, glue. You think the things that this current situation we have with supply chain is messing things up. This Titebond 3 that I use. Okay, I was buying that like 2 years ago. I was buying that for $50 a gallon, and I bought the last 2 gallons in the city of Winnipeg, well, that I know of, and they cost me $75 a gallon, and they don't have any more. I bought all they had. I see I can buy a few on Amazon still. It's $88 a gallon. My local store normally carries Titebond 3 at a good price, but nothing, like no Titebond 3 at all. I think they have some hide glue or something. So they had 3 bottles of this. It's an Elmer's waterproof glue, and I definitely want a waterproof glue for things like pallets and covers. Frames you can get away with just because I was having trouble finding things. I bought a gallon of Titebond 2. It's a water resistant glue, they call it. So I think that would be fine for frames, because a lot of guys just use a regular wood glue. They're not really outside, but I think they have potential to have some pretty substantial moisture in there. So anyway, bought these, and even these little bottles turned out to be, you know, by the ounce, approximately the same as what I paid for that Titebond 3 gallon. So this is really getting intense here. I'm going to run out of Titebond, so I got well over 100 covers to make yet, and yeah, so I'm getting a little worried. So hopefully I don't run out. So I got to get a little more, maybe a little more efficient with my glue. I did order a glue tray and a roller to perhaps. Those top cleats are the thing that uses the most glue, I think. I think there's more glue in those 2 top cleats than the entire rest of the cover. I considered using PL Premium for that, because there's lots of that in the store. And still, price hasn't gone up on that yet. So anyway, this is getting long, so I'll set my sights on tomorrow, and we'll get some more covers done. Wednesday, March 30, 2022. This is a windy, blustery, disgusting day outside. I haven't watched the forecast much. I just know it's not warm enough to bring the bees out. So this is what I do. And this is what I got to do before I can do a lot of, oh man, that's hard at this. See, I'm wanting to point at the screen, but it doesn't work. So I got to do something with that. I don't know what to do. It's so congested in here. See, when the bees come out, I got a whole new building there that I can use for putting things in. Keep it out of the weather. Keep it whatever temperature I want. I can warm that building right up, but I don't need to. Put my tractor in there. I can put my packed honey in there. Put all kinds of stuff in there. And the trip to Winnipeg has been rescheduled again till Friday. And that's kind of, you know, that shows you one of the things that is kind of the point of these daily updates is, you think something's going to happen, it doesn't happen, things get rescheduled, plans change at last minute. You got to be flexible. I'm not by nature a person who puts up with change very well sometimes, but that's just something that, you know, something that you have to be able to live with is changing your plans and then making a new plan for today, or make a new plan for this afternoon if something changes, something happens. So that's the lesson there. So the current plan is Friday. So today and tomorrow in the shop, build covers and trying to do something with this fridge. Well, I got the fridge in. It's sure congested. Cleaned up a bit. Got some junk out. Now I gotta get to work. Build some covers. It's March 31, 2022. Look at that stack of covers there. There are 100 covers there, so I'm halfway. Actually, more than halfway, because I have one here that I set aside. It's a little different that I'm going to be watching for something else. So have to try and make another dent in this today. There's a couple other things I want to do, and one is I want to go check the barn, and there's not much I can do. However, I just want to get a feel for maybe heft some of the top ones, maybe actually open the lids and see what's going on in there. I don't want my bees to starve. We're getting late. I think I would move out tomorrow, but tomorrow is my trip to Winnipeg, so April 2nd is going to be a move out, I think, this year. Boy, that's late. I've never moved out that late. And we've still got, I'll try and show you kind of what the apiary looks like. I haven't been out there in a couple of days. It's snowed since I was out there last, so I'm hoping it's cleared off by now. It hasn't been warm, so I'm not confident that it's very clear. Maybe tomorrow it'll clear because it's going to be 5, I think. So it's 5 and sunny, so it's going to melt a lot of snow. So I'm going to go check that barn right now. So I've got this nifty device here. It's got steps on it, and it gets me up a little higher so that then I can look into the of course I'm funning. It's called a ladder. Some people don't use them. So I'm gonna climb up there, and we'll see in these top hives what's going on. So that's a good sign. What's under the foamy? Oh goodness. Okay, now this is not telling me about feed stores, so I really need to know how the feed stores are, but I won't know that until they're out, until I can really, do a weight check. Yeah, these are looking good. I'm happy with the way those two look, at least. Yeah, look at that. Not wearing any protection, I'm going to get it. See, there's sticky under that foamy, so that tells me that they haven't licked up every remnant of feed in there, so they don't seem to be desperate. Well, there's a cluster there. Oh yeah. Okay. It's cooler in here. I've got it running at 3 degrees, so they're right up top. Right up top under that foamy. Look at that. Okay. So pull this up a bit. Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't need to see anymore from that one. This one's showing some stress here. I can see the cluster there. Let's check under here. So they're up on top there. I think that's a good sign if they're up on top there. And this one is as well. Just a little, can't see that. There's just a little cluster hanging there. So we got bees. We got bees there. Okay. Alright, I think that's all I'm gonna look at. There's one thing I wanted to look at here is these are 6s. So I think it was this one here who died a while ago. There's nothing in there. Bang it around and wake up the neighbors. Okay. There's bees there. Okay, again, it's sticky. I mean, it's not a definitive test, but at least they haven't licked up every, because I know when a colony, that comb on top there, when they really start to get hungry, they really do clean that out and it dries the bone. Okay, well, okay, I didn't see them at the beginning, but there's still bees in here. Okay. So this is starting to look kind of empty. They're still moving around pretty good. Okay. Oh my goodness, that has no foamy. I had to crack it loose, and look what's in there. Sorry, I can't shine a very good light on it. I don't have enough hands. So again, these 6s, they perform well. There was a guy yesterday asking me about, should he winter 4s or 5s or 6s, and I said 6s. 6s really seem to hold their own. You can build them up real nice, assuming you're not making a late 2-frame split or something like that. Okay. I'm gonna leave them alone, and we'll come back on Saturday, and it's Thursday today. I'll come back on Saturday and grab them and move outside, and the season will have begun. Well, here's the apiary. It doesn't look too bad. Most of this snow will be gone tomorrow. A lot of drifting in the last. We didn't get really that much snow, but it was very strong winds again, and there's a little bit of accumulation over here. I'm just going to run the snowblower past this to knock it down a little bit and help it to melt off and get out of here. I'm really not going to use that area, but I don't like snow, so if I can get rid of it, I will. I'm glad I did that. There was quite a bit of accumulation there, probably 3 or 4 inches in some places. So I picked up my my stands were piled here. I picked them up and put them over there just so they're a little closer when I move hives. Set them up as I move out, so I want them convenient. This has to be kind of a fluid operation. Get her done, as it were. I'm really hoping I can start early before things get soft. It's going to be, forecast is 2C and cloudy. So that'll work for me. That may help keep the bees inside a bit more. And it may help slow down the melting as I work. Because as you can see over here, it's just a big mud hole. It's kind of flat there, so it doesn't drain real well. And I end up having to carry all of my hives right through that pretty much. So here's hoping 2 more days. Saturday's moving day. I'm ending the day with 121 assembled covers. And that is 20 for today, which is my goal. I'd like to do 20 a day. And so, okay, so 20 a day. And that's 4 more days if I do 20 a day. Problem is, tomorrow's Winnipeg. Going to get 0 done tomorrow. Next day is bee moving day. Going to get 0 done that day. the next day's Sunday. I hope to get zero done that day as well. So this will be next week. Probably, I might be finishing up on Friday. Who knows? We'll see. Work at it best we can. April the 1st, 2022. This is no April Fool's joke either. It's kind of cold. It's -2 and there's a good little wind. It's a south breeze though. So you can hear the barn fan going. It's keeping up. It's keeping up at 3 degrees in there. So today's big project is got the little half-ton ready. Go in circles. Got the little tractor ready, and we're gonna take. Walking backwards. We're gonna take the honey and put it in the truck. Take it to town for packing, and do a whack of other things too. Maybe something you don't talk about, but part of rural life is things that you don't deal with perhaps in an urban setting. Sitting there enjoying my evening last night, and certain sounds you get used to, and then when something doesn't sound right, there's something's not right. Well, if you don't know, rural homes have septic tanks, and the tank fills and the solids degrade and all that kind of stuff, and all the liquid needs to be pumped out, and that pump that pumps out seized up on me. It's a messy, stinky job, but it's also $500 at the store. My pump wasn't that old, so I'm not sure what's going on. So can't really use much water in the house today. I need to buy a pump in town, and I'll be doing that when I get home. So gotta get this stuff loaded and get out of here. It's pretty early for me. It's I don't even know what time it is. It's 7:30. I'm usually enjoying my coffee about now. The little truck fills up pretty fast. 6.5 foot bed is not that big, especially the tonneau cover, because it's only 18 inches or so deep. I've been kind of considering getting a canopy to put on here, and then I can have a little more headspace there, because I'm usually hauling pretty light stuff, empty boxes or boxes of empty jars, and 600 pounds of honey, but that's not a very big load. I think this truck is rated to haul 3 times that. On paper, I've had a load like that, and it rides really good. It's a good little half-ton. So anyway, we got to get this to town, get it packed up. I'm just leaving Winnipeg today, and I came by this big snow mountain thing again, and I thought I'd show you this because it's starting to melt a little, and as soon as it starts to melt, the debris in the snow really starts to show, so you can see the relief of the thing, and you can get a little better contrast on what this is. You can see downtown Winnipeg in the background over here, and then you can see this snow mountain all the way across, and I think that's almost, that's got to be a quarter mile. And I don't know how tall, but pretty dang tall. So anyway, that's just another glimpse of that thing on April 1st. Well, I'm at the hardware store, and the good news is they have exactly the pump that I need to fix our problem. There's the pump and assorted accessories here to make it all work. Bad news is it's $500, but when you can't use your toilets or sinks or anything like that, you'll pay almost anything to make that problem go away, and I think the pump manufacturer knows that. The good news is I think what went wrong with the original pump can be serviced. Something got into the impeller, and I think it just locked it up. So it's in an area that's really hard to get to for me. And so about another pump. I'll fix the old one hopefully, and then I'll have a spare for later on if we need that kind of thing, and I won't have to run to the store when it happens.